I'm engulfed in the company of tall people here, the two captains and the match referee here, and we're ready for the toss. I think Clive, you have the coin? Or Inzi has the coin. Tails is the call from Graham Smith, and it's come down as head. इंजमाम आपने क्या डिसाइड किया?
हमने ये जिस तरह की मुझे विकेट लग रही है, अच्छी बैटिंग के लिए अच्छी लग रही है, तो मैंने डिसाइड किया कि जी हम पहले बैटिंग करेंगे।
कितने रन एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं इस विकेट से?
इस समय दोबारा कहूँगा कि जी हम 270 इस पे देख रहे हैं कि इस पे 270 अच्छा स्कोर होगा, क्योंकि रात का एक व्यू का फैक्टर भी है, वो भी हमें जहन पे रखना है, तो इसलिए मेरे ख्याल में 270 अच्छा टोटल होगा यहाँ।
कुछ चेंजेस आपकी टीम में ज़रूर होंगे। इंजमाम मुश्ताक अहमद क्या खेल रहे हैं आज?
जी मुश्ताक खेल रहे हैं और शोएब आए हैं। बाकी जो सी बांग्लादेश के खिलाफ टीम खेल रही थी वही खेल रही है, तो इन दोनों के आने से हमारी टीम में इंशाल्लाह काफ़ी फर्क पड़ेगा।
साउथ अफ्रीका की टीम अच्छी है, स्पेशली इनकी बैटिंग और फील्डिंग हमारे कुछ प्लेयर्स का ट्रैक रनिंग बिटवीन द विकेट में खाद आपको ख्याल का रखना पड़े शायद आज।
सबसे मुझे खुद ख्याल रखना पड़ेगा। नहीं, ये है कि बांग्लादेश की भी फील्डिंग बहुत अच्छी थी कि हमने भी अपनी रनिंग पे फिटनेस पे काफ़ी ध्यान दी है, तो इंशाल्लाह इस चीज़ में लड़के अच्छे नजर आएंगे आपको।
इंजमाम, ऑल द बेस्ट।
थैंक यू।
Inzamam-ul-Haq is suggesting that it's a 270 wicket, and the South Africans are highly rated and running between the wickets. South Africans have got a top quality fielding side. Says yes. On top of it, he has got to be the man who should be leading it and make sure that he doesn't get run out today. Now I've got Graham Smith here. Graham, welcome to Pakistan. Important series for so many reasons. Are you under a little bit of pressure?
I think you're always under pressure in international cricket. I think it's a big series. It's we're a young side who doesn't have too much experience on these sort of conditions. So it's going to be a tough series for us, and we're going to have to fight hard. Especially today, we're a little bit undercooked going into this game. We've had two late injuries with Herschel Gibbs and Andre Null pulling up before the game. So we've got two late changes, and the boys are going to have to make sure they're ready for today.
Your form in Test match cricket has been absolutely brilliant. You want to obviously convert it in one-day cricket now.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be great. If I can take some of those scores into the one-day game, it'd be fantastic and give the guys a good start. I mean, the Pakis do have a good bowling attack up front, a bit of pace and that, so it's important that you get off to a good start, and it's a lot lies on the opener's shoulders. So I'm looking forward to a great challenge in this series and looking forward to a hard-fought series.
This track looks good. Inzamam said a 270 wicket. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it looks pretty dry. It looks a lot drier than the one we had the warm-up game on. But, you know, I think we're not too disappointed in bowling first. I think the dew factor at night might play a role. So hopefully, you know, a bit of dew falls and the ball gets a bit skiddy and it skids onto the bat, and we can face whatever they get.
Well, have a wonderful one day.
Thank you very much.
Graham Smith there, and the news from the centre out here is Pakistan, they won the toss and decided to bat first.
Now, Boeta Dippenaar is going to have to fill that position. Poor man, he's batted anywhere from 1 to 9 for South Africa. They really do mess him around at times, but he'll be up for it. Kallis at 3, of course. I think that's the best position for him, quite frankly.
And especially in the series that he had in England, so he's the man.
Without a doubt. I think that's his slot. Mackenzie 4. Jacques Rudolph, we haven't seen the talent yet. I think he's a very talented young man, and if he makes a score during this series, I think all the commentators and all those who watch will be able to say, wow, this guy can play. Boucher's in good form, Pollock, Hall, Peterson, Dawson. The batting's quite strong, but it's a huge blow to lose Gibbs. The depth is there. Alan Dawson can hold a bat. Robin Peterson bats number 3 for his stateside at home. And we all know about Pollock and Boucher. So, yes, good strength.
A little disappointed to see Umar Gul at the bottom, who had a good one-day series as well as test series against Bangladesh. Very consistent, but there's just no place for him. So that is understandable. You mentioned the sort of fragile nature at the top in the Pakistan batting. Mohammad Hafiz and Yasir Hamid, we've seen the talent, but just perhaps lacking in that correct approach that you need at the top. But the middle looks very strong indeed, Robin.
18 matches and 386 runs for Mohammad Hafiz with a strike rate of 54.2. That needs an improvement for sure. Best of 69, still young at this level of the game. And his partner, the young, exciting prospect, Yasir Hamid. 10 matches and 340 runs, best of 116. So first ball of the innings from Sean Pollock. On target, as always. He's gone for it. Will he get his first 4? Yes. Spot on from Dean Jones. Yasir Hamid has got Pakistan off to a start with a 4. A good shot. Antony just a little short, and providing that extra bit of width on the onside.
Didn't quite time it as well as he would like. A little press forward and off the front foot, and just helped it on its way. So a good start. You've got to try to hurt the bowlers very early in this spell. And needed a boundary to get going.
It's a cracking shot, but nicely fielded. That's played fine. Now that ball does travel because Mackay Antony has got a bit of pace. Yasir Hamid picks up his second boundary. That's put away nicely. Mohammad Hafiz is off the mark with a good shot. Bounced on that length, and Mackay Antony would be disappointed so far with his effort. He's been short, and he's bowled quite a few down the leg side and been very pricey.
Good shot, wasn't it? He doesn't like to be driven at all, Natini, and he dropped it short on that back foot and just swatted it away. Fantastic start.
He's gone. Sean Pollock has broken through.
Well taken by start 2 for Sean Pollock, the old veteran. And the Pakistan lose their first wicket. They're 18 for 1.
Johanna placed exactly on 5,000 runs. Very good track record in one-day cricket, average of over 43 and strike rate in the 70s, which is extremely good and acceptable. Best of 141.
To see if the dew is a factor when the lights come on. Kallis to continue again. It's a good shot. That's well played. A little bit of improvisation. That's away, well in front of square for 4.
They're happy in the crowd. It's a typical Yasir Hamid shot. Looks to get onto the front foot, and if the length is short, just picks it up from there. Isn't perfectly balanced every time he plays that shot. I think it's good thinking if his spotter Jacques Kallis' intention here. Here again, breaking the seam, so the ball was coming in to Yasir Hamid, which further helped his cause. And the shot, there again you can see that. And when he looks to do that, the pace also drops a bit.
That's the first boundary of Kallis. Just on his 4th over. There's a shout from Andrew Hall. It's gone straight out of the stumps. There's only 3 or 4 of the South Africans have gone up. I don't think there's any connection at all from the fingers of Andrew Hall as it went past.
And if it was referred to the TV umpire for exactly that reason, how difficult that would be. Alimdar is the umpire. Found no need to go to the 3rd umpire. Let's have a look where they just flick the fingertips. Perhaps it did. And goes on to the stump, but I think he was watching it very closely indeed, Alimdar. And that's a good decision. It's just a very alert young umpire.
Oh, these players, they're looking to take their chances. Shot delivery. And beautifully played. And that's going to be very close. Jack Rudolph making the mess of the things in the deep. And the crowd, they think it's a boundary. It's going to be very close. I think the ball has certainly hit the rope. Has it?
I don't know. Have a look here. Unless it hit the rope a lot earlier than we're looking at there. Around about here. No. No, I think he's done pretty well. And he'll come into action straight away, but won't catch that. Good shot, square drive.
Plenty of width for the batsman, and Yusuf Johanna loves them there. He's been very patient, Yusuf Johanna, and here was the opportunity to hit his first boundary of the innings.
That's fine, and whether there's a bat on it or it's all pad, we shall have to wait and see. It's bat and 4 runs, and the 50 partnership between these two. Nobody had to move.
That's the signature shot from Yasir Amit.
Left to my leg side. That's going to bring up his 50. That's now his second 50 in just his 11th game. Yasir Ahmed. And so, of course, he scored 100. They love it here in Lahore. He looks pretty relieved and delighted that he's got that milestone. Very good shot through extra cover. That's very well played. It was on the up and it's raced away for 4. That's a nice finish to the over for Pakistan. 8 from the over, 99 for 1.
The Australians call them targets, and there's a target there. Although a chance for a run out, and probably will be. And good night. Shocking piece of running, Pakistan. Want to really have a good look at their calling. These two have had a horrible mishaps in previous games. And can you believe that, Mike?
Well, run-outs can change games, that's for sure. And this is definitely out. It's been referred up to Nadeem Ghauri, but Mark Boucher takes that ball and it is pretty tight, actually, in the end. I wonder... No, it's gone. It's just gone. Out by a couple of inches, I think. You can see the bowls are off there and the bat just short of that crease. The referral has gone upstairs and we're going to see the red light from Nadeem Ghauri. We'll have another look now and you'll see, there we go. Bowls are off just there, just short of the line. Of course, you've got to be behind the line to be in. And the body language from South Africa tells the story, and there is that red light. So there's the second wicket for South Africa. And South Africa will be delighted with that, because that certainly was a partnership that was threatening for some time. 82-run partnership has now been broken, and here's a look at the run-out.
I don't know what was happening. I'm just looking at that was the problem there. The batsman turned his head there, and it just got confused. And Boucher knew it was out straight away. And that's the end of Yasir Ahmed. Played very well. 56, Pakistan now 100 for 2.
No, it isn't Yunus on strike. It's Johanna on strike, and he goes through to 50. His 31st. In his 145th match, and the stadium rises to him. Been a very controlled and important innings.
And it's a smooth Johanna knock. His last innings against Bangladesh was a quick-fire 50. He got 52 in 30-odd balls. 32 balls to be precise, and has followed it up with a quality innings here against quality opposition. 8 4's hit, but we've still got intense cricket being played out there now. That will be close. Darrell Hare will refer it back. I don't know what Yunus Khan was thinking out there. He's looking at his partner, not realizing that the South Africans are very, very good in the field. It's Peterson here. Quick push, and I think he's gone. He's out. Inches out of the crease. Lovely work done by the keeper. He had to turn his direction, but he knew exactly where the stumps were. Even though he had tried his best to drag his bat, but he clearly on the line, and on the line is out.
Well, that was really interesting. The reaction from the South Africans wasn't all that excited. They didn't think necessarily that he was out, but wonderful fielding again from Peterson, and credit given, as you have, to Mark Boucher for awareness of where the stumps were. And out by, in terms of only running a few yards and then turning and trying to get back, out by quite a long way, although it was only, what, 3 or 4 inches. Excellent work by the South Africans. So Yunus Khan then out for 19, and Pakistan lose their 3rd wicket at 142.
Oh, that's a mighty hit from Inzamam-ul-Haq. What a shot that was. The first 6 of the game.
And what was amazing, Amir, was he was looking to play a sweep shot, score a boundary. There was no intention of going all the way. And what you see here is just an astounding shot. It's a controlled sweep shot. He's looking to hit 4 and he's got himself 6 runs. Just a gift from above, the power of Inzamam. And again, it's a delivery. He's claiming a catch here. Alimdar raises the finger. On his way, Ihana looking to play his favorite shot that he plays so well. And again, it's the off-cutter that's worked, and I think it's the extra bounce that that off-cutter achieved because of the scrambling of the seam. It's a good breakthrough.
Well, this will encourage the Pakistani bowlers. They've got 3 spinners in their lineup. That was an off-cutter. And once again, Yusuf Ihana was looking to play his favorite stroke. Steep bounce. Edge has been nicely taken by Mark Boucher. And that is the wicket the South African needed. And Andrew Hall has picked it up. Yusuf Ihana perishes after scoring 68 very good runs. Pakistan 167 for 4. Edged and lucky 4 runs for the Pakistani team. There we go. It was just a matter of time.
He hasn't bowled well. That's another 4. And it's Shoaib Malik with his second boundary.
That's a good hit. That is a beauty. That is very well played. That's gone a long, long way. That's 6 runs. The crowd want more of that.
What a shot. Fantastic shot. Cleared the left leg, got up and under it. Just watch, he cleared the left leg, got his hands through it, good timing. And that's cleared the ropes by a good 20 metres. Lovely shot. Takes a bit of courage to do that to Hall as well. He's not the slowest in the world.
Nice and fine. That is a lovely shot. That is very, very clever. Really well played. 4 runs. That's what they need now. Pakistan, they need some boundaries.
50 partnership too between these two. Very, very good shot. And must have an unbelievable eye. He knew where he wanted to hit this straight away and just flicked it around there. Of course, the fine leg's up. Now, where do you bowl to him? Well, you have to bowl, I think, about 6 inches full outside off stump to me. I think that's the line. It is 50 runs, just in 29 minutes.
He's a strong player. Inzamam, he knows that the length is going to be up all the time now, so he can just launch on the front foot if he wishes. And they've got 4 overs left. So Pollock back into the attack. Got that away. There is a sweep on the offside, but he's not going to get there. No, he's not. That's 4 runs. So that's a boundary off the first ball of the over. And that's the first boundary off Pollock.
Oh, real good batting. Shoaib Malik here, realising that I'm just as good on the offside to hit it. And there he backed away. Didn't quite get it. I thought he actually hit the ground on the way through too. Just have a look at the bottom of his bat. Yeah, he just jammed it, I think, but he still got it through for 4. Good batting too. There it is. He'll have a good vision there. Yeah, he did. Didn't quite get in the middle, but it's gone away for 4. Now he makes the bowler think, where should I bowl now? Now they're bringing the fine leg up. Very good shot, really is. Now to brought the fine leg up, mid on and mid off back. He'll look to hit on the leg side, I dare say.
Said that pretty well. That's going to go for another boundary. So that's the second boundary off this over. And the second boundary off Pollock in this game. Would have done a bit of damage to the willow also. There we go, there's confirmation. Got him. Inside edge onto the stump. So Inzamam's going. And Jacques Kallis back into the attack has picked up a very, very important wicket.
Oh, he's disappointed, wasn't he? He looked like he's in 2 minds. He really wasn't committed to that shot, I don't think. But very good lines to bowl to Inzamam. Just 6 inches outside off stump. He's got a very important wicket here. Let's have a look here. He was trying to whip it through mid-wicket. Didn't really bounce. Come off the toe of the bat. His old favourite. And heard the death rattle. The worst sound of all for a batsman. That's the end of the skipper there. He's been bowled for 37, and Pakistan now 231 for 5.
The general consensus was 270-ish at the start of play from all of those in the know, so 250 is below par. Oh, goodness me, he's ducked that one, and that might be close. I don't think the height was a problem. It might have been sliding down leg side a fraction. A leg bye has been given, and then Shoaib Malik can't believe it.
Well, it's not a leg play. He didn't play a shot. Was it evasive action? Well, it might have been an interesting call. I think it was a pretty good decision. I don't think it was at LBW, but did he really make a movement to evade? Yeah, he did. That's fair enough. Well, that might have hit leg and middle a little bit. I can't work out why that's not out.
Mark Boucher certainly gone up in a big way, as did Shoaib Malik. Oh, he's hit that beautifully. That is a lovely shot. That has gone miles. Very well played. Got underneath it perfectly. The maximum's the result.
Fantastic cricket shot. And more importantly, a good effort there by Shoaib Malik, not saying anything to the umpires. Normally, lesser guys would have mentioned something then after getting an LBW turned down, then belted for 6. But look at this. Clears the front leg, gets the hands through it, and just muscles it. Oh, he's a good player, this kid. He has batted brilliantly today. Shoaib Malik, he's pinned the ears back on that. Fantastic.
It's gone again. This time it's going to be 1 or 2 bounces and going over the ropes. That brings up his 50. So that's a couple of lusty blows now from Shoaib Malik. That's his third 50 in his 49th one-day international. Really has played superbly.
In 35 deliveries. Oh, he's finished it off where the skipper missed out, cleared the front leg again, pinned it over the top of the mid-wicket. Very, very good batting. That new bat of his must be okay. The caddy brought out the right club.
Got underneath it again, and he's played it pretty well. There's a man out there. Is he going to get there? No, he's not. Jacques Kallis it is. What an over this is for Pakistan. They're going to get that 250 now, Dino. They've got it. 251 for 5.
Well, didn't they get it in a hurry? Fantastic batting. He's batting in the highlights tonight, this young man. Every ball is a highlight for him. Got to bowl it just a little bit wider than that, Mr. Pollock, if you're going to get away from this kid. He has got an eye like a dead fish. Just muscles it. By gee, he must be strong.
16 runs off the over so far. 1 ball remaining. Shoaib Malik bowled to 8 overs, 1 for 13. One stage. It's gone again. There is a man out there. Is it going to go over his head? It is. Another 6. What a terrific over for Pakistan. This is magnificent stuff from Shoaib Malik. 22 runs coming off it, and they're going berserk here in Lahore. 1 over remaining. 257 for 5. And Jacques Kallis it is, who just went for 4 on his previous over and picked up a wicket to finish for South Africa. Wonderful toss. Razak smashes that on the leg side. And there's a run out in the end. Well, there you go. That was quite interesting. Shoaib Malik was a mile down the track.
Well, he should have been a double play. I think what's happened is he's headed to mid-wicket. He's out caught and he's thrown it back into the bowler and just trying to get the double play to get both of them out. And it sucked us in, it's got everyone else in. Nobody knows who's out, but don't worry. Abdul Razak is out caught at mid-wicket. Nonchalant catch. Took it really easy and has confused everyone here at the crowd.
Yes, there was no celebration at all from the South Africans. Shoaib Malik just bent down and picked it a couple of inches off the turf and suddenly whipped it into Jacques Kallis. We'll have another look, shall we, Dino?
Yeah, he tried to do Malik and tried to hit it over there. It is just take. Good catch there. Very good catch there by Shoaib Malik. He'd just been belted for 22. Ran back. He didn't know whether or not he caught it or not. And he still doesn't know. He's starting to walk off. Poor Malik thought he was out, run out. But it wasn't. Abdul Razak is out for 2. Pakistan 257 for 6.
It's a good hit. That's a very, very good hit. Nice and straight for 6. Got underneath it again. What a lovely blow that is. Shoaib Malik has done it again. That's his 4th 6.
How good a player is this kid? Honestly. he can hit it from anywhere. Good lines, but oh, he's hit that on one leg with one leg in the air. That is a phenomenal hit it down there. Just have a look at his left leg. He clears it and swings himself off. He's done it again. Looks like it might be going, gone. Fifth six.
Brilliant stuff. Absolutely superb. They've got to 270 now, Pakistan. 30 runs so far off this over, and the wicket. The spectators and everyone watching this game is certainly getting their money worth.
Well, there again, the full tosser. They don't know where to bowl to him. And there it is. That's a double base hit in baseball. Try to get it as full as he could. Fair enough. But he's such a great player, this boy. Shoaib Malik. What an effort. And now he's going to bowl around the wicket here, trying to upset, but he's just muscled that. That's just pure strength and a very good bat and some fantastic skill.
35 runs. I was going to say, in the last 10 balls, but it's gone again. That is magnificent. That is outstanding stuff. Let's make that 41 runs off 11.
Well, good batting from Rashid Latif to get him on strike, but he's trying to do a Ravi Shasha or Gary Sobers. Maybe he can't get 6 sixes, I know, but he can finish off for 5 sixes here. Just great batting. He must have a good bat. Bang. Just never really overpowered. He got it right in the middle of the bat. Just classical, good powered batting. Classical stuff from him.
81 not out. He's just 21 years of age. 40 balls only for this 81 not out. 6 sixes and 6 fours. 1 ball remaining. 276 for 6, Pakistan. They'll be delighted with this. And they finish with a single, so 277 for 6 it's going to be, and that is an outstanding performance at the end. They were plugged by South Africa for 40 overs this game. 42 runs off the last 2 overs. Absolutely remarkable. 25,500 people are on their feet here in the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore. They have loved this work from the youngster Shoaib Malik.
What a knock. 105 runs off the last 10 overs Pakistan scored. They've really timed their run home beautifully there. Standing applause here, standing ovation for this wonderful knock. Many people, many kids will remember this. I certainly will. One of the great little knocks of all time. For strike rate of 200. Look at that. Oh, he's a god here in Pakistan, this boy. Fantastic knock.
And what an atmosphere of this ground. This is sensational stuff. Outstanding innings from the youngster. 277 for 6 in the end. So there's a look back at the card. Pakistan won the toss and elected to bat. And they got off to a reasonably slow start, but some very good bowling by Shoaib Malik in particular. Makai was on the expensive side. And the top score, Shoaib Malik, not out, 82 off just 41 deliveries. I hope you didn't miss that knock. If you're just sitting down in your lounge room, wherever you might be, it was an outstanding performance from Shoaib Malik. Misfihana chipped in with 68, and also Yasir Hamid played well for his 56. 37 from the skipper. Inzamam off just 35 balls was a good contribution, and just 7 extras. So 50 overs, 277 for 6 for Pakistan. And South Africa, well, they used 6 bowlers in total. Shoaib Malik was superb. Got some real tap, 21 runs off his last over. Makai also got a little bit of tap with just the 3 overs he bowled. Jacques Kallis did a pretty good job picking up a couple. And Andrew Hall also going at just over 5. And Peterson, I think, was quite impressive in his first outing here in Pakistan.
That's the onside shot. And he's got a lot of bat on it. One of the fielder.
He's off the mark.
Now it's a good total that they've put on the board. Start is not too bad. They would love a wicket at this stage. Shoaib Akhtar now in his 5th over. Well, that is well, nicely timed. It's traveled a lot more quickly than some of the other shots that he's played. That's for...
How good is this guy off his legs? If you ever want to learn and watch and try and play a good onside shot, watch it. Lets it come on. He just flicks it off his hip effortlessly. He is a very good player. You cannot bowl on this guy's legs. You will get murdered. And Shoaib knew straight away. Look at the balance.
good welcome. That might just run down to the third man boundary. Mohammad Sami has lunged for it but won't get it there. So welcome to Pakistan for Mushtaq Ahmed.
Oh, that's a fantastic sweep shot, and that's gone for 4. He's hit that right in the middle. Fantastic shot. And that's the 50 up. They've got a good base, a good foundation here, the South Africans, to chase this big score that the Pakistanis have set. Premeditated, I think. I think he's going to sweep anyway. Swept length. Oh, and he's hit that beautifully, hasn't he?
Good shot. Square the wicket on the offside. That's very well played. He'll feel much better after that boundary. We'll put to Dippenaar. Oh, he's got an outside nick on that, and it hasn't carried to Rashid Latif, and it's gone through him eventually, and it's run away for 4. That's a bit of a bonus for Graham Smith.
Frustrating for everyone. Frustrating for the batsman who's looking for that drive through the offside, got the edge, and more frustration for Razak and Rashid Latif. Didn't gather this properly. The ball seemed to have died down immediately after getting that edge.
Well played. That is a fine shot, just waltzing across a fraction. Also took a step down the track, and he's whipped it away through mid-wicket. A la Pakistani style for 4. 10 runs off the over, 71 for no loss.
They were asked to chase a big target which has been set by the Pakistani team, 277. And they needed a good start without losing a wicket. And that's what they have done. It's going to be very close. Very close. But the umpire is unmoved. It'll be very interesting to see the replay of this one. The ball might have pitched slightly outside the leg stump.
That's what we've all got to look for, I think. Yeah, we're dead right. It's certainly hitting. It's hitting middle, but it's pitched just outside leg stump.
That's the 50 of the captain of the South African team. That's his 10th in international cricket. He's playing his 35th game. It's been a very good innings by the captain. He was required to give his team a very solid start. He's done half the job. He's got to carry on for his team.
Half is the operative word, isn't it?
Good improvisation, using the pace, and this is going to be another boundary.
Nicely played. Waited for it to almost get past him. Clever shot. It's well played. Well inside the line of the ball. It's good running too if he gets in. And we'll have to wait to see. It's quite a tired man. The Pakistanis aren't overexcited. Now, is that a limp or is that just exhaustion?
I think he's getting cramps because he had to run around a lot. Good throw from Mushtaq, but the captain of the South African team is safe. Really stretching to get back to the blocks. Although Mohammad Hafiz did a good job collecting the ball cleanly and taking the bails off very quickly. But even though Hafiz was quick, but the captain was quick enough. It's an interesting battle going on between the off-spinner and the left-hander. He decided to come down to the track, and he has done it beautifully. Hit the ball over the head of the mid-on fieldsman, and yet another boundary has been registered. Just using the length of the ball pretty nicely. There are too many gaps available for the batsman to work the ball and pick up singles, and that's his 50. Well, given a chance, first up in this one-day series by the South African management, because Herschel Gibbs wasn't fit enough to play this game, and Boeta Dippenaar obliging everybody by scoring a 50, and that's his 17th. Huge shout.
Well, I hope it's just cramping for Graham Smith. It's gone. Straight to mid-on. And who takes the catch? The captain, Inzamam, dismisses his opposite number. So the first wicket has been picked, and Shoaib Akhtar, who was assigned that task, has done it well.
What a magnificent knock, and it just when the captain needed his #1 gun to get a wicket, Shoaib Akhtar's done the business, but you could tell he was going to get out. Either he was going to hit a 4 or 6 or just get out at that time. Very important wicket, and they needed one. Here it is here. He's just teeing off here. No footwork at all. Lazy. He's quite happy to get off. He is really hurting. Good catch by Inzi. Bit of a roll. Good technique there from the skipper. And Graham Smith. Fantastic start for South Africa. He's out for 71. South Africa now 138 for 1.
And the Pakistanis have sensed a small chance here to come back into the match. They'll make sure that the new batsman doesn't get as many singles comfortably. So you'll expect pressure now on Jacques Kallis. And Shoaib Akhtar now steaming in. Good, nice and straight, well directed. Bit of pace, 90.9. Shoaib Akhtar, short delivery is bowled in. He's picked up the second wicket in this comeback spell. Shoaib Akhtar. Playing on was Jacques Kallis. And what a big wicket that is. He's the man in form for South Africa. And also the man with the experience of playing here.
He's back, Shoaib, and back with a vengeance. An absolute ripper. How quick was that? And he just didn't pick it up, did he? Jacques Kallis. Just sheer pace. And he's exactly what they wanted. And the crowd's alight here at Gaddafi Stadium. And Kallis, the great all-rounder, he's out for 1. Now South Africa are 140 for 2.
They'll be pressing for the issue in their favour. Now Mushtaq Ahmed was hoping against hope to get that one in his favour. Not to be very difficult to adjudge those in favour of the batsman with so many sweep shots at plate.
I think this wins the appeal of the night from Mushtaq. There he goes. He's got the arms up in the air. It's a lovely look. And so is that one from the umpire, Alim Dar.
More flight this time, and this is crashed through the offside. Now this will run away to the boundary. Not good stuff from Mushtaq Ahmed. He's bowling so well with that flatted trajectory, and suddenly for unknown reason he's flatted the ball and paid the price.
He's a patient player, Neil Mackenzie. Just look at that. He just waits that little bit longer, realises he can get the front foot out and hit it through the covers. There was a sweeper fairly square, so he knew where he had to hit it. And it really was a fine stroke, which Mushtaq is not very impressed with. But more flight, which is the variation there, which has come unstuck for Pakistan. First boundary for some 12 overs.
Before, that's why Mushtaq was interested, but they pick up a run. It's a good over for the South Africans. 7 off the over, 166 for 2. That's gone in the air. Will that be taken? Abdul Razak is getting underneath that one. It's an important catch and dropped. Terrible effort. Absolutely terrible effort. Didn't steady himself and dropped a sitter in the end. 168 for 2.
Now, what was interesting, Neil Mackenzie, before he played that shot, he shook his head. He wasn't happy the way things were going, and I think he decided, OK, we've got to get some runs here. So the very next delivery, ran down the track, got underneath it. He would have thought at this stage that I'm gone. Abdul Razak was screaming in, did all the hard work. The ball is a little bit wet, but didn't judge it in the right position. That's what undid him right at the end. He had to move a little bit to the left. And Mackenzie there would have thought, uh-oh, I'm on my way back to the pavilion. Shoaib Malik would have been elated had Abdul Razak. There we go. There's the little slight variation on the last minute, and that one at international level should have been taken, that's for sure. Wonder how crucial that drop is going to be.
That's gone in the air. That's safely placed. Is it? Yes, falling shot. South Africans taking a little bit of risk here. The equation is favouring Pakistan. We come to the senior citizens enclosure.
That's right, that one's for Robin Jackman apparently, which is a nice little touch. I wonder who the ladies enclosures for. Don't say anything, Ramiz.
178 for 2.
the short side, but I was going to say it's been quite well stopped. It's gone underneath him.
Shoaib Akhtar is the culprit down there, but I think the dew was quite hard on this ground. He didn't quite get this at all. He's hit it up very high on the splice of the bat. And there he's just sliding a little bit too much. He missed that by a week. His head was up in the air. And it's gone for 4. Can you believe that? He's looked at himself. The dew on the ground, he's just slid too far. Keep batting there. Maybe Smith could bat at number 3. Might go for 4. And it has. Now the foot's been put down. Couple of boundaries.
He hasn't got that. That's up in the air again. Imzi's underneath it. He's got good hands, but he's put it down. Wonderful pair of hands, Inzamam. So that's 2 that have gone down. Mackenzie, the batsman, on both occasions within the last 4 overs.
Well, he should have taken it. Big high slice, or in America they call them a high fungo. Out of there, he should have taken that. That's just a bad miss. Guys at this level should be taking them. He'd be disappointed with himself there. Eyes on the ball, and his feet are in the air. No balance at all. Jackers, I think you might have been able to take that in your heyday. One going over the top of your head there.
Good finish. Good fielding by Mohamed Sami.
Oh, it was a good effort, wasn't it? He sprinted around. He's very, very square down there. And he just worked the ball around the corner there, but it's quite slippery. And these guys, to keep his balance, there he is trying to get himself and nearly snuck through. Thought he was going to run out of the field of play. Dropped the ball down. Very good piece of work. Well, it was well done. He would have run out. It would have been 4 if he had the ball in his hand there.
That's a good shot. Very good shot. It was all timing too. Sweetly struck by Mackenzie. But it's being allowed. No one's too worried about it. That's a clean hit from Dippenaar. Good footwork. That was the critical part of it. And Dean Jones was saying aim at the side screen. Well, he wasn't far off.
No, he hit it over the top of it. That's how you do it. It was a fantastic shot. And more importantly, the balance. Down the pitch. Good clean hit. Didn't overextend himself, and that's gone a long way. That's a good view there. Fantastic. Good balance too.
That's a good sweep shot too. That's 4 more. A big over. 50 to Mackenzie. 16 from the over. 225 for 2.
23 degrees Celsius. All of a sudden, the humidity's gone up to 82%. Plus the blood pressure.
That's up in the air and should be a very comfortable catch, and is. So once again, I think that sometimes it's it's dehydration, conditions that have helped get a wicket, but it's Shoaib once again who's got it.
Just the maturity now of Shoaib now, and just the slower one. And one-handed shot, and beautifully bowled, disguised it beautifully, and well taken there by Hafiz. So that's the wicket they wanted. Will Boucher come out now? Fantastic knock by Neil Mackenzie, 62 there. Now South Africa, 241 for 3.
Mark Boucher has made his way to the non-strikers end. Average of 25, strike rate of 77, which is perhaps the more important thing in this situation. Dippenaar on strike. Oh, if he hits, he's gone. He'd given up the run. So it's all happening. Hesitation.
Oof. Well, I was watching the Pakistanis do their warm-ups today, and they just missed that one. Oh, just by a split hair, but they continually keep hitting the stumps this morning at practice. Who knows what's going to happen if the matches to go on after this.
Bowled him out. 4 for Shoaib. Great delivery. right in the block hole. Fantastic bowling.
Well, you are a champion, Shoaib Akhtar. You really are now being smart on how to get guys out. Gaddafi Stadium is alight, fast and full. You had to go for it. And the leg pole, oh, that made an awful crash. That bail is still going to the university end. And there it is, the signature Shoaib Akhtar send-off to any batsman. Bouts is out for 1. And South Africa now 244 for 4.
I think that was a tremendous catch, because I don't know how well he saw that, Inzamam. Unless I've missed it, it's quite murky out then, as it just lobbed to him. But I got the impression that he hit it pretty well, and he suddenly hands went up and he caught it.
Well, they can get a wicket without Shoaib taking one. Sammy has bowled very well in the last couple of overs. Couldn't believe he's lucky. He's just hit it straight to Inzi. He's just taken it quite easy. There you go. I can catch them. Well done, skipper. This is a big game. Gaddafi Stadium is so noisy. Why wouldn't it? Because Sean Pollock's out for a first ball duck, and South Africa 245 for 5.
Good fielding. That Shoaib Akhtar is just running at 300 miles an hour.
And that's just taking the skin off the top of his knee, but he's doing it for his country. Great piece of work. Obviously, his adrenaline's flying, and poor Rashid didn't even see that. It's hit him in the pads. And look at this for fielding. That's just desperation. Wants it. Oh, can't keep him out of the game. Well, I can understand bringing a left-hander in, but I think it's a bit hard on the kid. I think Andrew Hall can hit it pretty good. But then the left-hander might work, because they're bowling very well to the right-handers at the moment. They've got 2 runs there, and they need more than 2 runs a ball to win this match. They need boundaries.
I don't know where that's gone. Rashid Latif is having a bit of fun behind the stumps here. No ball bowled, so... And it's another 2 to the total, plus an extra delivery.
And that's a warning given by Daryl Hare.
Oh, yeah.
Full fast pitch deliveries. 97 years.
That's straight down the ground. I don't know how much bat he's got on it, whether it's going to get there. It has. He goes to a century. His first in one-day internationals. Well played, son. Very well played.
Oh, he'll be pleased as punch. What a great knock. Win, lose or draw for South Africa from here. He really has played extraordinarily well. Funny, the fact that he's batted right through the overs. He's only faced 125 balls, which is quite funny, but a brilliant 100. A strike rate of 80. He's still got more work to do. He's picked it out, he hit it straight, he picked the slower delivery. Nice little chip, like Java Miandad used to do here many times on this ground. He knew it. Fantastic 100. You've got more work to do, son.
He's clipped that away for more runs. Yes, Inzamam. What an over this is becoming for the visitors now. What an over for Dippenaar. What an over for Shoaib Akhtar.
Shot of the match for me. This guy's got so much class. It's really starting to come out. It's just a little drop kick. Just look how hard he hits it, though. Bang, and the timing. Look at that. Just a little uppercut. And look at it fly. With no chance to get it down. Look at that. Good balance and just flicked it away. Oh, this game is, it's just ebbs and flows. Who's going to win it from here? You can't pick anyone. Fantastic shot.
He's forced to go for just the 1. Block hole ball from Akhtar. Brilliant, brilliant delivery. Well dug out, and 13 required with 1 over to go.
the time now. 11 required off 4 to go. If Dippenaar hits the ball down on the boundary, Rudolph must run for 2, no matter what. Even if it means he's going to be run out by 15, he must keep him on strike.
You're talking about picking areas. I think Dippenaar's looking very closely at mid-wicket. There is no one on the boundary back at mid-wicket. There's the hole between backward square leg and long on. I think he's having a real long look at that. Tried to play a little fine sweep past the fine leg, who's saving 1. So this is 3 great deliveries so far. They've only gone for 1 apiece. That's what he was looking at. Fine legs up.
Thinking was there because he knew that Sammy was going to bowl a fast Yorker, so it takes some courage to do that too when a guy's bowling at 145 clicks. He gambled right, but he just didn't get bat on it, unfortunately. But very well bowled. The line, particularly from Sammy, was brilliant. Well, he wants it. Look at it. It's a funny way of drawing the ball, but anyway. Now the pressure on Jacques Rudolph.
Boundary required. Just 1. Oh, maybe out. No run. Given with no referral. So Rudolph goes, and it is 10 runs required from 2. Yunus Khan, the fielder. Great throw.
How important is for them not to get a run as well. He had to go, picked it up, side on, lined him up, and jarred me into the absolutely max. Bang, out. And didn't go to the third umpire, O'Hare, and he's given him out. So a fantastic play now, and South Africa are up against it. At 268 for 6.
Andrew Hall at the non-strikers end, wondering what part he's going to play in this game, because it's a 6 and a 4 to tie. 2 sixes wins it. He's not on strike. That's it. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant bowling from Sammy. He's only a kid. He's been out of the game for a month with an ankle injury, stress fracture of the ankle. Inzamam can relax a lot. He's probably saying that whatever you do, just please don't bowl a no ball or a wide, right? You can bowl off 2 paces if you like, but that's all. Don't bowl a no ball or a wide.
Yeah, fantastic maturity for a young kid, 22 years of age, under the pump. And you're right, he's going to bowl it off 2 steps. Oh, he's a smart play. Just bowl an off-spinner, son. There he is, comes in, and straight. And there it is, a fantastic win. Might go to a third umpire, is not. And a fantastic win of Pakistan. They deserved it. Brilliant knock by Dippenaar. But Mohammed Sami, Shoaib Akhtar, by G, they stood up when it was tough.
3 big factors, aren't there, really? The 2 that you've just mentioned, Sami and Akhtar, when it was really tough for them. South Africa were 8 wickets in hand, having to get 7 and over for a period, albeit for a reasonable period of time. And Shoaib in particular came back and just changed the whole game with a couple of wickets. Sami at the end there was up for it at, as you say, a tender age of just 22. And of course, Shoaib Malik, we can't forget that, because that was the big swing factor in terms of what sort of total Pakistan could set South Africa. It's been a cracking game of cricket, no doubt about that. There's not one person in this ground, no matter who they support, that hasn't enjoyed it. And congratulations to the home team for winning it, because at the end of the day, they were up for it when they had to be. And I think that's what it was all about.
There's the card itself.
Well, Smith's 71, and it was basically
Tonight, Man of the Match award US $500 to be presented by Mr. Khalid Alvi, Director Marketing Pepsi International, and the worthy winner is Shoaib Malik for his fantastic innings. 82 from 42 balls, and really a terrific effort meant that Pakistan got to the total of 277. Shoaib, if I can invite you to have a few words. Shoaib. आपने बड़ा अच्छा खेला. क्या उस वक्त सिचुएशन बड़ी पाकिस्तान की कमज़ोर थी जब आप बैटिंग करने गए, रन्स चाहिए थे, कैसी इनिंग्स लगी आपको?
मुझे अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मुझे यकीन था कि अगर मैं खड़ा रहूँगा तो मैं एंड वाले ओवर्स में रन्स कर लूँगा और उससे पाकिस्तान टीम को बहुत फ़ायदा होगा.
आपने 6 छक्के मारे और 6 चौके मारे, और स्पेशली एक ओवर में जैक कैलिस के 3 छक्के 3. तो आपको क्या गेंद पहले पता चल रही थी कहाँ पे डिलीवर होगी, या आपने स्लॉगिंग जो की वो उसका कोई मेथड भी था?
नहीं, उसका मेथड स्पेशली तो कोई नहीं था, बस बॉल को देख रहा था और उसे हिट कर रहा था ज़ोर से.
आपकी बॉलिंग भी बड़ी अच्छी रही है, एंजॉय करें?
जी अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, और सब सीनियर प्लेयर्स बहुत सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं और जावेद भाई भी बहुत सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं और मैं एंजॉय कर रहा हूँ. इंशाल्लाह ऐसे ही करता रहूँगा.
आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया और बहुत उम्दा इनिंग्स के लिए.
थैंक यू.
शोएब मलिक, मैन ऑफ द मैच.